I made some changes to my Etsy store in March last year, and that made me go from doing about 10k in revenue in January and 6k in revenue in February to doing about 30 to 50k a month consistently apart from Q4. So in this video, I'll go over everything that turned the tide for me. Let's get into it. The first thing that I did that I've mentioned a lot on my channel is break-even pricing. If you want to know more about specific things about break-even pricing, please watch this video here. I think it's here or here. That was a huge thing for me. Before that, I was just basically putting my stuff up on Etsy at the profit that I needed. I usually even did lower profit margins because I thought, okay, I gotta sell more, which just didn't work because that just attracted bad customers. If you have a low gross profit margin that you want to go for it, it just attracts the worst customers to your shop, that demands the most from you and is just the rudest people around. But having a break-even pricing in the beginning and then just shifting to profit pricing when things are actually moving made a huge difference for me. And that leads me into my second point, which is Etsy ads. Etsy ads is a huge thing to uncover, and I was really scared of them, but at this time I just experimented a lot with them and learned so much doing that. Toggling them on, I had some listings that didn't really have proper SEO, so I had to really go through the keywords when they pushed me for stuff in my listing that wasn't exactly what I was selling. I've talked about this before, but if you sell a flamingo shirt, it should say flamingo shirt, not bird shirt. But I, for instance, had some listings that had not hyper relevant keywords within them. So they pushed me for related things, but that really drove up the cost of the ads and just didn't really work. So I had to just turn keywords off in Etsy ads, but still just believing that Etsy ads is a thing that can really work was huge for me. So Etsy ads with break-even pricing really pushed up the Etsy algorithm and really garnered sales quickly, especially since they're at a break-even point. Once I then turned them to profit pricing, when they were sold about 10 to 15 times, or they get a 50% score on Everbee, that's when it turned to profit pricing. But the great thing about doing it that way is at that point, they've actually garnered rank and they're selling organically since they're showing up in search, because the main thing to actually get rank is that you have to have sales. So that whole part of just listing stuff with break-even pricing, pushing them with ads, and then once they've garnered about 10 to 15 sales or have a 50% score on Everbee, it's called a visibility score, then I just push them up to profit pricing. But at that point I have ranked, so they keep selling in volumes. So that was huge for me. And the third thing that I did at this time was that I played around with different types of coupons. So Etsy has these abandoned cart coupons and thank you coupons. So basically when someone has purchased, you can automatically send them a coupon code so that they can get some more percentage off their next sale. And apart from that, if they add some stuff to cart but don't actually check out, they can get another discount for that, just to push them over the edge. If your margins allow it, that's also why I preach of having like a 30 to 40% gross margin, because that allows for such kind of things. Just adding those abandoned cart coupons and experimenting with how much to actually put within those offers was just huge, because people that didn't check out now was actually checking out. So that was huge for me last year. A bonus thing to this, during a Q4, I think it was my first Q4 actually, I didn't know what I wasn't selling that much. So I was listening to all these YouTube videos that says that once Q4 hits, you need to update the processing times to accommodate for delays and stuff like that. I did that to make sure that I was shipping on time and stuff like that. But my sales weren't that great. I was really in my head, what is going on? Why I'm not selling that much? I thought it was my designs. I thought it was just so many different things. I wish I had the Hormozy value equation knowledge that I have now back then. This time I just couldn't get my head around it. But then I just thought, okay, let's just try to because I tried so many different things. I tried to put up new designs, those didn't sell. I tried to mess with the pricing, that didn't work. But then I just tried to fiddle around with the delivery times. That's why I've talked about a lot about that on my channel. My delivery times were a lot longer than in actual reality, but then I just shortened them so that they're actually accurate to what I'm selling. So I just took the average of the sales that I was making. I took like 10 to 30 sales, or recent sales, and then I just saw, okay, for instance, if one's sold at like May 10th and then it arrived at May 25th, then I know that, okay, it took like 15 days. Then another one might have like delivered in 10 days. Another one might have delivered in 13 days. Okay, so then I know that, okay, 10 to 15 days is maybe like the margin. If you have a big enough amount of data, then you can know that, okay, it's usually like the average of this is maybe like 13. So then like 13 days, I'm just saying this as an approximate, but I just took all the orders that I made recently, how long it took them from the order date until it actually was delivered. And I just adjusted my shipping and my processing times according to that. Then I had a really wonderful Q4 after that. Those lead times is it's so simple to ignore them and so simple to overlook them. It's just a simple setting basically, but it's one of the main variables to actually selling, so it's not something to be overlooked. If you want to learn more about print on demand, I suggest watching this video right here. And if there's any specific videos that you want to see next, just drop a comment down below and I'll do my best to help out. I'll see you in the next one.